Welcome to Market Matters. I'm Sulhi Azman. Together with me is Nadia, Hassan, where we bring you a lot of good stories for you to decipher the market. But Nadia, how do you feel about the market today? It seems to be on a positive note, but the geopolitical issues are still weighing down.
Well, actually, for me, the only thing I was interested in this morning, besides all the geopolitical stuff, was if I say the name Farouk Busara to you, do you know does that mean anything to you?
No, it doesn't ring a bell.
But if I say Freddie Mercury,
Yeah,
exactly. So today was actually the anniversary of his death. It's been 24 years since he actually passed away. So I was looking at a lot of tributes today about it. So I mean, just a random thing, nothing to do with the markets, but I think, I think a lot of Queen songs, like I Want to Break Free, which is my personal favorite, can talk a lot about how investors feel at the moment.
But Nadia, don't stop me now. But anyway.
Oh, that's terrible. That's terrible pun. But yes,
right.
how did KLCI do today?
Well, the KLCI today closed up 7.39 points up to 1,684.42 points. And as this continued to be modestly positive. But this is despite the fact that there was a downing of the plane, of a Russian plane, in fact, by the Turkish government.
Turkish government, yeah. So what happened late last night was apparently they did hail the plane and say to them, look, you're not exactly well in our airspace, and they took it down. And of course, Putin, the gangster that he is, actually does come out and say, look, why this? He'll strain our relations. Well, the US, being the US, did say like, look, they had every right to defend. So depends on which side of the thing you sat on. But I think they actually did, kind of talk to them about it.
But the geopolitical current situation in the world is actually really alarming. But anyway,
oh yeah, basically we're screwed upside down.
Yes, you could put that. You would have to just aptly put that away. Okay, crude oil. On the commodity side, we see it was quite positive. The oil price still remains a bit depressed below $50 per barrel, but it has jumped up a bit. Following the fact that there are still some catalysts there. But guess what? We have Indonesia joining in the club of oil exporters.
Yes, I know. That's actually quite interesting, considering I always thought they imported more than they...
Yeah, they consume twice as much as they produce. But anyway,
local developments aside also, in talking about things that are interesting, the fact is, with China buying power assets, you think that what we talked about at Hank yesterday, that means the liberalization of the power sector. It clearly does not mean that, because if you thought that, you are wrong and should be punished. Because apparently, EDRA's 1MDB was actually a special case, the special type of special case that needs the short bus and designated parking kind of special case. But anyways, yeah, just wrap up what Shanghai and Nikkei before we move on.
Shanghai, closed up 0.88% to 3,647.93 points, while Nikkei was down by 0.39% to 19,847.58 points.
Yeah, because Japan was worried and raising minimum wage. I think that's why people were a bit down. But moving on to
hot stock of the day, we have Teck Consolidated Bhd with the newbie in the local market today. The stock was up by 113% to close at 32 cents, which is slightly more than double from its offer price of 15 cents per share today.
So when we actually came down to picking our hot stock for today, it was a no-brainer, wasn't it? It was really a no-brainer. The fact is that the reason why people get excited, I thought of a couple of things. One, it's quite penny. It's 15 cents will hardly break your bank. And the other one is that we have just had very dry run of listings this year. This is the 10th listing in the year that's only seen 9. And I think people like new things. So obviously they bought into this company story.
Yeah, correct. And this is a Sabah-based consumer packaging group and goods manufacturer and distributor. And today the company raised 21.3 million ringgit to expand the facilities, including the warehouse. And of course, it is listed in the ACE market today.
Actually, funnily enough, I think people who follow this show, the few of you that we are very grateful to, know that when it comes to IPOs, we do tend to think that a very, very high premium on the first day means that 21 million that you could have raised could have been much more if you had actually given a bit more headroom. You could have probably pegged it at like 20 cents and you would have made more money for the company. In this way, who does it make money for? The speculators, the punters? Is that who you really want to make money for?
Maybe the retailers. And anyway, the executive director today, Dexter Lau, said that the company aims to maintain strong double-digit revenue growth for the financial year ending June 30th, 2016. And at the same time, they were thinking of transferring in their stock from the ACE market to the Bursa market in the next 2 years.
2 years. Very, very aspirational. 2 years that way.
2 years.
And the fact is, they also said that they're going to go into Brunei. There's a 1 point over million that they're spending pending there, and they said it's not coming out of the IPO proceeds. They said they already had this plan, so that'll be interesting for them.
Yeah, anyway, just to sort of wrap it up, this company today, Teck Cheong was listed on the ACE market today. The second listing before the 2015 wraps was listed at 15 cent, and today the stock closed at 32 cent. But moving on to stock with momentum today, we have Green Packet.
And in the rare occurrence that we've seen, because when the algorithm picks, they tend to pick a lot more negative. So Green Packet's actually been pegged with positive momentum by the Edge Research. It's actually risen about 41% since early September. Today it went up about almost 6% to 27.5 cents. Yeah, another penny stock I think that people are looking at interest in.
Yeah, okay. Note that in March 2014, right, TM, Green Packet, and SK Telecom signed a partnership agreement, which saw TM emerge as substantial shareholder in P1 with a 57% stake, which means that now P1 is actually controlled by Telco Malaysia.
Yeah, that's pretty much. I mean, we've known that for a while, and we've ourselves have also talked about how it's amazing how TM, who's a fixed line guy, wants to go into mobile when you already have Axiata, unless you're the kind of siblings that hold down each other and, you know, see who actually climbs to the top. So it's going to be very, very interesting, because I think the question that a lot of people had after that sale was, what's left in Green Packet after the sale? And people tend to forget that Green Packet did have another part of the hardware business that didn't include P1 that actually did quite well.
Yeah, the hardware business actually spans across 17 countries, and you know, they have one in Korea, which I was doing some research earlier.
Because SK Telecom is Korean, of course.
It's Korean, and also other one as well.
Yeah, so yeah, it's going to be a very... this is their rebirth. I've spoken to their CEO before. I've actually interviewed him. And I said, you know, you're tied so much with the idea of Green Packet with its founder, CC Puan, that now that he is pretty much, you know, going over to the TM side, or the dark side, as somebody would call, since Star Wars is coming up, they do want to say they're getting ready. It's their rebirth now, that because P1 did bog them down with the fact that it was so loss-making. So now they say it's going to be their transition. It's going to be the big thing. I don't see the numbers yet. If you look at the numbers, they changed the financial year, so we still need a couple while to prove it.
And also just a note before, previously I think one of our colleagues from the Edge, you know, interviewed the TM CEO Tan Sri Zam Zairani, who he said that it's still
lovely
too early.
Man.
It's a lovely man, isn't it? You know, it's still too early to judge P1 basically.
Yeah, but Green Packet maybe would be better without it. We'll have to see.
Alright, okay, so just to take him away, Green Packet was pegged as a positive momentum by the Edge Research.